chief guest of the function, and he also actually became the keynote speaker of the session. And he has very well set the tone of the 2 days conclave. Professor Zidli, Director of CMDR, Professor Gorisha, Director of SES, the governing council members of CMDR, the resource persons of the conclave, present and former vice chancellors, academic leaders, professors, researchers and students who have gathered here for this 2 days conclave. Actually, the title of the theme, the transformation of Bharat, the story of a decade and future outlook, itself speaks that we are taking stock of the things, or we are reviewing about the different policies decided by the central government, by the state governments, how they are being implemented, what are the impacts, visual impacts and actual impacts, the actual effects on the society, and how this our country Bharat is seen globally today after 10 decades of different policies. We have seen a big change in the economic policies during 1990s, when the country adopted the economic reform policies, liberalization policies, and we have seen several initiatives taken place. But during the past 10 years, 1 decade, the policies in different sectors which we are deliberating upon, in some of the sectors we are deliberating, the manufacturing, banking and financial inclusions, agriculture, foreign policy, economic growth and competitiveness, etc. Several policies have been drafted, implemented, and now we are seeing the positive, I would say positive effects of these policies after their implementation. Professor Zidli has taken us to the historical background, and then he has raised certain questions, and he has very importantly indicated that various debates have been taking place and are being taken place in the country regarding the policies, these policies which are being implemented, and new policies are coming up. So, what is our involvement? How we are in giving our suggestions to making these policies? So he has also requested all the intellectuals, academicians, and other the stakeholders of the society to deliberate upon such deliberation conclaves are meant for these, I think, policy makings. I would say I'm not an expert of the financial and economic developments, etc. But listening to Dr. Vishalji, who is involved in policy making, and he has very rightly says, if the policies are made not only based on the theories, but on the basis of expert advice and on the basis of experiences, on the basis of learnings. Those policies will be effective policies and the results will be seen on ground also. And we are happy to know that one of our state, Karnataka, he has categorized the states into different categories, consumption-based economies, and Karnataka is one of the states of our country which he has defined as forward-looking state of the country. So, can we say that during last decade the policies of the country and states, our country is heading towards the forward-looking state, forward-looking economy, instead of consumption-based economy. So, I think the visual effects show the signs towards this transformation. Regarding various policies taken, because I am involved in academics, I am involved in different academic policies also a little bit. So I know that one of the important policy during last decade is the national education policy, which was declared by central government in July 2020, and now almost 5 years are there. Most of the higher educational institutions and institutions through NCRT at different levels in school education, at foundational, elementary, secondary level, this policy is being implemented and results are seen. The ecosystem about which Professor Zirli and Gauri Shadi, they were indicating, the startup ecosystem has emerged is one of the important policy, and this is taking a pace because of the changes in the education policy. So the important changes in the national education policy is the recommendation of a holistic and multidisciplinary education. So if we go into details of that, what is holistic? The overall development of a human being, of the youth, not only for earnings, etc., the personality overall development, the mind, heart and hand development, spiritual development, one of the key recommendations of the policy. And as part of that policy important recommendation, the curricula to be revised, updated, have the best available research knowledge of the particular subject, should include skills in the curricula. The skills when we say vocational education, when we say, should not be part of only science. It should be embedded in the social science, the art subjects also. So the faculty members should discover those skills to embed in the curricula. Secondly, what are the technological advancements are taking place? Those should be part of the curricula. Thirdly, the experiential learning. The students, the stakeholders, they should be taken to industries, to corporate and other levels. They have the first-hand information, they have the experience what they are being taught in the classes. So this experiential learning is important part. So it is advised that when you are redesigning your curricula, should involve the industries, the corporate and the administrators. What are the requirements of the society and the country? So those recommendations are being implemented, and the most importantly, every curricula should have the Indian knowledge system of the traditional wisdom of Bharat, what has been the contribution of Bharat to different subjects. That should be the important part of the curricula. So that is how a multidisciplinary institution, an institution which is not unitary, an institution which is having all the different disciplines with experiential learning and Indian knowledge system, technology, skills and all that, that will prepare competent youth. The youth will be well-rounded. An integral human being will come out of the campuses, and those human beings are the requirement to transform the country, and that is for the idea and the target being set by our country, led by our Prime Minister, that by 2047 we should be the superpower. And as Gaurish has said, not superpower in terms of the economy and defense. Superpower means our society should be knowledge-based society. Knowledge-based society will complete all the requirements of the society, of the country, and I think we are heading towards that. That is one important policy I have seen. And these things are visible globally also. This education policy is being studied by many of the countries. They have appreciated such a unique policy has come, and this will be a tool to transform the Bharat. But recently, 2 days back, I was reading an article, and that article says that Raisana dialogue, it is an initiation of Bharat. This activity is happening during last a decade. The 10th episode happened during recently. In this dialogue, we have seen that 3,500 delegates from 130 countries attended this dialogue. And it was jointly inaugurated by the Prime Minister of New Zealand and Prime Minister of our country. And in that session, the idea of Bharat, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and the idea of Bharat that this is not the time to have wars, conflicts, resolved through dialogues. So the countries, they are seeing towards our country. The Bharat should lead us. Bharat should give us ideas how we can prosper, how can we proceed ahead. So I think it is visible, and this time I think during last 10 years, what are the other policies, economical, these foreign policy and other reforms are being taken through the national and the state governments. We will deliberate upon during different sessions, and I think yesterday we were informally discussing with the 2 of our experts, and when you will listen to these eminent speakers, you will find the depth of knowledge, and you will find questions to your you are having in your mind. So I appreciate that the 2 centers, the Center for this multidisciplinary research here in Dharwad, our center, and the CES, they have jointly organized it, and wonderful, excellent speakers will be deliberating upon different these parameters of this journey, and I appreciate that. And the two directors and their team, I'm sure that with the presence of such eminent speakers and the level of the question answer, just a glimpse of that we have seen in this session, it is going to be a fruitful conclave. Thank you very much.